Welcome to day 8 of our 30 days of practical AI journey. For the next couple days, we're stepping into the job market, and I'm going to show you how to seriously upgrade your job hunting toolkit. We're going to use AI to break down job descriptions. We're going to deeply understand the companies we're applying for. We're going to do all that in seconds, and then we're going to use those over the next couple days to build better resumes and prep you for the interview process. It's going to be pretty awesome. So if you're ready to join me on this wild journey, let's go ahead and get you future-proof. Quick reminder, if you haven't watched the series intro video, I highly recommend you start with that. It's going to explain everything about our format and is a wonderful place to make sure you don't miss anything. So, as always, we're going to start the same way we always do by thinking about what would a human need in order to accomplish this mission that we want to do today. So, what would a human need in order to analyze a job description and understand a company? Well, quite simply, they'd need a link to that job description. They need a way to actually consume it and read it and understand it. They'd also need to know what company you're applying for, because we're going to go out and we're going to do some research on that company, everybody. Now, we'd also need to maybe understand some information about the industry, but we're actually going to use a really cool technique called deep research to do all that work for us and have a little bit of fun along the way. So again, I want you to take a quick look at this because we're going to break it down. The first, second, and third thing we're going to do in this video right here today, we are going to extract all the applicant tracking system keywords, that's ATS, from the job description that we are going to use. And I grabbed a real job off of Google's website this morning, and we'll just use that as our test. Once we have that, we now have enough information to make a targeted resume because we know the job description and we can analyze that. And that's going to get you past the robots. Cannot stress enough. The whole point of your resume is to get past the robots that are going to screen you, the applicant tracking system software, and then make it to a recruiter or a hiring manager's eyeballs. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to analyze that company and the market that they are in so that we understand some more information about, like, how does that company make money and what challenges might they be facing. We're also going to use some other documents to upload, like we're going to use earnings reports for a publicly traded company. That'll help give a lot more weight to what you're going to prep the AI tool in order to analyze. And then we're going to take all of that. We're going to take the job description, we're going to take the analysis that we got for applicant tracking system for keywords, and we're going to take the company analysis that we have AI do, and we're going to use that to build something what I think is very critical. We're going to try and have AI predict the hiring manager's biggest challenges. Because if you make it to the interview or you get that phone call from the recruiter, they know. They're living it every single day, and that will help you try to empathize and put yourself into their shoes so that when you talk to them, you're talking about the things that are going to make their lives easier. And that is what Get a Job is all about, making the manager's job easier. They'll want to hire you if you do all that. So that's what we're going to do today. 1, 2, and 3. So let's jump into this and let's get to it. So again, we're going to start with just extracting the ATS keywords from the job description. So again, we're going to have a prompt. We're going to give it a job description. Pretty much all we're going to do, and we're going to take that analysis, we're going to save it. So let's go through R, G, COA, and go through exactly what the prompt framework needs to look like today. What's our role? You need to be an ATS optimization specialist, i.e. you need to understand how applicant tracking systems work because you're going to reverse engineer them. And then the goal, ID the most important keywords to optimize my resume for this job that I'm applying for. Then the context is obviously the job description and how you want it to analyze it, which we'll see in a second. And the output is a comprehensive ATS keyword analysis document. And then as always, ask it to help you figure out what to do. So now that we have that, let's jump down and take a look at the full prompt. So first and foremost, we're telling it to be an expert in applicant tracking systems. The success is measured by how effectively you identify the keywords. The goal is to analyze the job description, extract all the keywords, categorize those keywords, and provide guidance on how to incorporate those effectively into our resume. The context is simply going to be the uploaded job description or a pasted job description. This prompt is built to be dynamic. You can do either. We're going to upload it as a PDF. And then again, we're going to copy and paste the description if you're going to do it in here, and then the context. It'll grab all this for us. And then in output, it's going to give us an overview of the position, the critical keywords, the technical skills, the qualifications, the soft skills, the industry-specific terminology, and so much more through this process. So let's go ahead and do this. We're just going to grab this exact prompt. I'm going to copy this, and we're going to go over to a brand new ChatGPT window with temporary status turned on, and I'm going to upload some files. Inside of here, we're going to go ahead and give it a fake job description. Well, I'm sorry, not a fake job description, a real job description that I downloaded this morning. This is a project manager in data governance on Google's website as of this morning. So again, all I'm doing is giving it the job description and that prompt with zero customization, everybody. Let's see what happens. It's going to take a couple seconds. It's reading the document. And now here we go. Here is a complete breakdown for an applicant tracking system and how it would analyze all of these things and critical priorities across the board. All the great bits of information that we may want to have to this, the critical skills and the technical skills that it's looking for. So we're going to wait for this output to finish. And literally all I'm going to do is copy the entire contents of this output. And as you can see, it's doing a lot in here. We asked it to do a lot. And I'm going to drop that into a new Google document. Okay. Oh, here's the best part, the keyword incorporation strategy. This is exactly what AI is going to use to make sure that your future resume looks real good compared to this. And as you can see, knockout criteria, must-haves, all right? Now, we've got all this. This is cool. I'm literally just going to grab this with all the text already built into it, and we're going to go to the job description blank document that I have here, and I'm just going to paste it in, everybody. And I'm going to get rid of this last little bit because that's always just AI telling us what's going on, and doing this, we're just going to toast that as well. And now we've got this file, download as a PDF, and now we've got it. Great. Okay, this is wonderful. So now if we go back up to exactly what we're working on, we just did this. Now let's go through and look at how we can analyze a company and get their market position and get some other information about the company. So very simple. We're just going to have a prompt and we're going to give it some company info. All right. So let's jump back down to our ChatGPT window and let's look at another set of prompts. Okay. So that was figuring out how to do the ATS system. Now let's look at how to analyze the company. So what we're going to do is think through, oh, you know what? Let's go through the RG-COA of this first. I think this will be more important. We want it to be a corporate intelligence and now analyst. All right. We want it to know how to look at companies. And we want it to help us understand the company better. We're going to give it the company's name and some other information. I'm going to upload a quarterly earnings report since we are going to do Google as a company, and then to have it output strategic company analysis that we can use to prepare for the interview. And as always, have it ask you for help through that process. So where were we? We're going down and looking at this prompt. You are going to be my corporate intelligence analyst with expertise in strategic company research, blah, blah, blah. You're good at this and you help job seekers. Then you're going to help me develop a comprehensive understanding of my target employer to enhance my job application and interview preparedness. I'm going to upload stuff. So I'm going to upload the company earnings report. I've got the Q1 2025 earnings report that I'm going to give to this. I'm giving it the company URL, and specifically I'm giving it google.com, but realize that google.com is not a great website to find out about Google. It's a search engine. So I've also given it Google Cloud's Trust Center website, where it actually has all the information on how it does data governance, since we again are applying for a data governance job. And then the company name, Google, and the position I'm applying for, a project manager, and the job description is also uploaded as a PDF. And again, not much else to this. So all we're going to do is copy this entire prompt once more and go to another brand new context window for ChatGPT. I'm going to paste that prompt. Super easy to do. And then I'm going to add some files from my computer. And what are we going to add? We're going to go into 30 days of AI, and we're going to add the earnings report and the job description. Okay, that's literally all we are going to add. Tell me about this company. All right, we're going to wait for these to upload and we're going to click go. And this is going to once again start ripping through and giving information about Google, a subsidiary of Alphabet. And it's going to just start listing everything that we asked it for. It's going to give you a primer. If you've maybe never heard of Google, or you're applying for a new job, or let's just say this isn't a multi-billion-dollar company. Let's just say this is a normal, average, run-of-the-mill, millions of them in the United States company, and you want to learn about what you're applying for, go for it. This is giving you pretty much everything you could ever want to know. It also understands, because we gave it the job description, that it's thinking about that through the lens of that specific job, so that it's not going to tell you things about roles that don't apply here. If you're applying for a data governance job, it's probably not going to tell you much about software development. It's not going to tell you about Google Ads in many ways. So again, we're going to take this entire thing, I'm going to copy it, and now I'm going to come over to this blank company analysis doc, and I'm simply going to paste all that in. And once again, I'm going to delete all the intro and outro stuff that the AI tools will give. And we've got this, we're going to download this one as a PDF document as well, company analysis. This is great. So now that we've got that in place, what we're going to do is go back once more to ChatGPT, and we're going to talk about the next step of this process. So now we've got the job description and a detailed analysis of the keywords, and we've got analysis of the company situation. So now we are going to find the hiring manager's most likely challenges for this role. And how are we going to do that? Very simply, we're going to take a prompt, we're going to add the job description and the analysis and the company research that we just did, though I didn't put that picture up here, and we're going to run with that. So let's take a look at what that prompt is going to look like. Again, RG-COA. We're going to ask it to be a hiring manager insight specialist. It's going to uncover the hiring manager specific challenges. I'm going to give it the previous analysis and the job description, and it's going to provide a hiring manager challenges analysis document. Again, useful for us to create resumes and useful for us to create interview prep in tomorrow's class. And at the end, you're going to ask it what could help me get this job done. So there you go. You've got the basic understanding. Let's go ahead and do this. So I am going to go back to the prompt that we had, and we just analyzed the company, we got that, so now let's predict the hiring manager's challenges. So I want to be super clear with you on this. I've got some stuff in this prompt. Be my hiring manager specialist, do what you need to do, understand this is it, you should be familiar with this format by now, help me uncover the hiring manager specific challenges, analyze the JD, connect these role specific challenges to broader company issues from my research, identify the day-to-day headaches the hiring manager might face, develop a strategy to position myself as the answer to these problems, create an application interview talking points that speak directly to manager needs. This is awesome. And what it's going to do is just say, give me the job description and give me your company research. That's all you have to give this. If you want to manually type that in, I've left this stuff in an orange, though we aren't going to use that today, so I'm literally just going to delete that right now, and I'm going to grab this prompt just as it is, okay? Very simple, and we're going back over to our last blank, brand new ChatGPT window. I'm going to paste this prompt in, and we're going to add in some files once more. So we've got the job description. Yes, open that. And we need to add in one more. That is the one that we just downloaded, which is the company analysis document. Now that we've got the company analysis document in there and we got the job description, we're just going to say, go, tell us what's what in the world. And now it's going to look at both those documents and start to give you challenger analysis of the hiring manager themselves. Here's some background, likely, priorities. Here's the pressures that they're under. Here's the explicit challenges they face from the job description. Here's the implicit, unstated, but clearly implied based on the language. And if you don't know, creation of job descriptions is like a really tedious thing for most companies. Yes, a lot of them are using AI to make them these days, but they use a specific input, which will highlight and hint at things that they are facing and problems that they want to solve. And then we've got all this information now. So we can take this, once this comes down, oh, by the way, it's also already giving us some interview questions. We didn't specifically ask it for that, which is kind of cool. So it's really thinking outside the box a little bit here. We're going to copy that. We're going to bring that over, and we're going to go to hiring manager challenges. Again, another blank document. I'm just going to paste this in. I'm going to take the header and the footer out of this. Again, that AI response that it comes back with. And we're going to save this one once more as a PDF. Now, we just did a whole bunch of stuff there. We analyzed a job description and we figured out exactly what the applicant tracking system is going to look for keywords, useful when we make a resume. We also took a look at the company that we're applying for, so now we can speak a little bit of the language of how the company operates and what challenges they might be facing. And then we specifically looked at what the hiring manager for the job we're applying for might be facing. Again, giving you one new perspective that you probably aren't prepared to do, and the AI is good at doing that by taking the research and converting it into giving you talking points that you can then talk to the recruiter about if and when you get the interview, and you can talk to the hiring manager about when you're actually in the interview process, which is pretty cool. But, you know, we always want to level these things up. So what can you do to get more advanced? Well, first and foremost, automate this. If you're applying for one job, you're probably applying for many jobs. So set up a custom GPT so that you can just drop in the basic information of, here's the job description, give me the stuff. And you can, make a more complicated prompt that combines all three of these things if you want. Here's the job description, here's the website, here's the earning statement. Do it all, and it will. You can also use additional company details by doing deep research. So if we come down and go over and check out something like Perplexity, we can jump into Perplexity and drop that same exact prompt and say, hey, go do deep research, take all the time you want, cite your sources, come back, i.e. I did that a few minutes ago, and I have this entirely very in-depth technical analysis of Google, again, through the lens of Perplexity. Oh, can't talk today, but you get the idea. And that's just a deeper understanding, a more time-consuming, it takes a few minutes to get this back, but generally better cited, better sourced way to do this. And you can do this inside of ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. If you have paid accounts, they all have deep research capability in that as well. So once we do deep research, which we are going to cover in depth on day 13 of this series, then another thing you could do to step it up, and this is, again, I'm bordering you on the line of creepy, is go find out who the actual hiring manager is. The smaller the company, the easier that is to do. And then, build a profile on them like we did to build your CEO profile. So now you've got some real targeted information. They may even be posting on social media or LinkedIn about the problems they're facing. It would be great if you knew that going in, wouldn't it? And built your resume to talk to it. So, that's a whole lot. If you want to get even more advanced, reminder, we do have Community with Camo, and we have more in-depth AI courses that you can check out. Links are all down below. And if you've got a question on today's training in any way, shape, or form, please put that into the comments below. I will answer every single one. Don't forget to subscribe so you get tomorrow's video where we are going to be diving into crafting resumes that get past those screening robots and that hiring managers are actually going to notice and give a crap about, all powered by AI. This is super practical. This is super career-changing stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for day 9.